Welcome back to the news at 10. Police authorities in Anambra State are asking cattle rearers to abide by the laws guiding the Fulani Farmers Cattle Menace Committee set up to protect farmlands. The State Commissioner of Police, Garba Umar, says a meeting will be scheduled with the leaders of the cattle rearers and farmers and security agencies in the state to discuss how to contain the challenge of cattle invasion, especially on rice farms. He also told farmers not to be afraid of any invasion.
This bird's eye view of Anambra State is aerial reconnaissance of Anaku Ayamelum local government area by the Anambra State Police Command. The purpose is clear: to ascertain the reports of intrusion into rice farms by Fulani herdsmen and their cattle. Some cattle with their herders even take flight on seeing the helicopter. The surveillance also takes place by land, and the Commissioner of Police, Garba Umar, on arrival, gets first-hand information on the activities of the herdsmen.
They went and eat our crop in some of the fields and destroyed our rice crop quite a number of hectares. Maybe you can say around 150 hectares. They completely destroyed. Okay, you can't get even a single grain from that fields.
The Commissioner reacts by assuring the farmers of the competence of the police and warns erring herdsmen to abide by the law or face the consequences.
Any herdsman, any group of herdsmen or group of herdsmen that are coming into Anambra, find out from the security agencies and the state government the laws governing your interaction coming in or going out of Anambra State, especially this part of the world where agriculture is the main thing, where investment is being done. I don't have the right to say don't enter into Anambra State. I will not. But I have the right to tell you, when you commit an offense, we'll go after you.
The Commissioner for Agriculture, Anambra State, in turn, allays the reservations of the farmers and encourages them to go about their business without fear.
Our farmers, we are urging you guys, everybody, to go back to the farm and make sure that you do what you're supposed to do. His Excellency and the security team and everybody is watching to make sure that nothing happens and that your crops are being harvested. And we'll have the good story and the good songs to sing again.
The Fulani Farmers Cattle Menace Committee, set up by the Anambra State government, have scheduled a meeting which is expected to bring solutions and protect the interests of people and the state government in maintaining a conducive and peaceful environment for agriculture to continue to thrive in Anambra State.
The Ogun State government has invited private organizations to join its Agriculture Revolution program. The state governor, Ibikunle Amosun, made this appeal during the official launch of the Mitro Ofada rice in Abeokuta, the state capital. Governor Amosun says his administration is ready to diversify the state's economy and join other states to stop rice importation.
From the farm to the factory, now the Ogun State government's mass-produced rice, nicknamed Mitros Ofada rice, is ready for consumption. Before it finds its way to the market, the state government wants to officially launch the produce, and that's the reason for this gathering in Abeokuta, the state capital. The roll call at this event tells the importance the state government attaches to agriculture and the diversification policy.
Not only will Mitros rice feed Ogun State and all of Nigeria with high-grade, high nutritional value rice at an affordable cost, eradicating our people's reliance on important rice. It would also serve to promote our very own, proudly Ogun Ofada rice.
The Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele, who is impressed with this outcome, promises more support, not just for rice farmers, but anyone taking up any aspect of agriculture for mass production.
The Central Bank of Nigeria have made it a responsibility to say that we would continue to support any effort or attempt by anybody to grow our agricultural sector. Because in doing this, we provide food for our people. In doing this, we provide jobs for our people.
The Kebbi State Governor and Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on Rice Production says he hopes that Nigeria will achieve self-sufficiency in agriculture with this outstanding performance by rice farmers in Ogun State.
There is no nation that can produce rice cheaper and deliver it to Nigeria and to be imported properly, and for such rice to compete with that which is being produced by Nigerian farmers.
For the host governor, Ibukuni Amosu, this outing signals a solid takeoff in the venture into rice farming, and he believes it will boost the country's economy.
One of the biggest tragedies of our nation is our dependence on food imports to feed our population. In spite of our abundant arable land and labor force, the impact on this on our economy has been significant. Pressure was put on our foreign reserve, and by implication, the loss in the value of Naira.
With Ogun State's Mitras of Fada Rice joining the league of such others like Lake Rice, Anambra Rice, Ebonyi Rice and Confluence Rice, the talk about returning to agriculture appears to be moving away from mere lip service, as more states are not just going into agriculture, they're using it to generate revenue.
Let's take a look at some business news now. Here's Melinda Akinlami.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks, Ijoma. Welcome to Business News. Nigeria is ready to raise an additional $2.5 billion in foreign borrowing to free up space for domestic issuers, and that's according to the Director General of the Debt Management Office, Mrs. Patience Oniha, who dropped the hint today at the listing of Nigeria's Eurobond and Diaspora Bond on the FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange, while the Chief Executive of the trading platform, Mr. Bola Onodele Koko, reveals what the market will be considering.
We're going to be having some more balance and maybe more externally, so that we can do what we have been asked to do a long time, free up space for other borrowers in the domestic market and bring down rates. So the challenge I'd like to leave with the operators is we need to then see that corporate bond market develop. The rates have come down, and I should say the DMOC has $2.5 billion to raise for refinancing of some domestic maturities. So the liquidity is going to get stronger. But we should see those corporate bonds come up in the market, because government is expecting to drive economic development.
Nigeria has issued Eurobonds listed internationally. DMO has brought the listings to the domestic securities exchange. I think the next is for us to raise dollars in Nigeria. So 2 weeks ago, I think, or last week, to me, showed me the total size of DOM accounts in Nigeria, and it's $12.6 billion. So I spoke with my chairman and I said there's a lot of DOM.
The National Council on Privatization has approved the privatization of the remaining 5 of the 23 subsidiaries of the Nigerian Mining Corporation. The NCP approved the sale of Naraguta Bricks and Clay Company to University of Jos at a bid offer of 45 million naira at its last quarterly meeting for 2017. Others are Medugri Bricks and Clay Company for 63 million naira, Nipco Terrazzo Company Limited for 15.29 million naira, Gano Quarry for 21.7 million naira, and Kanjuma Quarry at 20.55 million naira. The NCP, which is chaired by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, explains that the move is vital as the plant and equipment have been vandalized over the years. An offshore engineering unit of a Chinese oil giant, Sinopec, has now won a 2-year contract to drill an offshore block in Nigeria. Reports say the company will deploy its Senedi 4 rig to drill the block, which is located in the shallow water close to Rivers State. Sinopec says the Chinese rig, which previously drilled for oil for Shell in Nigeria, is expected to be moved to the new project in 2018. The contract for the block, which is designed for a daily output of 35,000 barrels of oil per day, is reported to be worth $50 million. The equities market extended the gains recorded in Wednesday's session by a higher margin today, driven by the industrial goods and banking stocks. Imana Amawe tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. An additional 148 billion naira was added to the local equities markets today after a rally by the industrial goods sector pushed up the all-share index by 1.10% above the 38,000 level. At the same time, total turnover of shares traded by investors increased by over 200 million units from the previous session to 429.37 million, and that's mostly driven by the shares of ICO Group. With more bargains in place, the price chart tilted in favor of 23 gainers, led by Berger Paints, Red Star Express and Livestock Feeds, while profit-taking dominated the shares of Dangote Sugar and 11 other losers. In the meantime, traders expect the last trading day before the Christmas holiday to sustain the bullish momentum which started on Wednesday. And those are the day's trading figures. I'm Imana Amawe.
As markets around the world get set for the final trading day before the Christmas holiday, it's mostly a positive close for major global equities. Here are the numbers. That's Business News. It's back to you, Ijoma.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks, Melinda. The River State Governor Nyesom Wike is calling for the inclusion of locals in the less technical areas of infrastructure development. The governor made the comments at the flag-off of a major road dualization project and the inspection of the ongoing construction of a modern hospital in the state. He believes that a sense of ownership and total involvement of the people in the host community will hasten the completion of the project.
That when you make promise, you have to fulfill the promise you have made to the people. And I want to say to the people of Obwebe Mandoni, by the grace of God, all promises we have made to you, by the grace of God, we shall keep to it. We'll make sure we fulfill the promises. This road has suffered for some years. And I do know that with this job, Amok will come back to what it used to be. And I also appeal to the youths, become the soldiers of this project. Protect it. Because if you don't protect it, then it will be difficult for us to complete this job.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's Super Eagles end 2017 as world number 51 in the FIFA ranking for the year. That's on sports. Please stay with us.